with the Battle Axes of the Most High coming back to you on the First Works Friday. You know, I'm Soldier Razatot, got Soldier Donovan right here. Hey, got my little brother right here reading for us. We got my pops back here behind the screen. You know, other siblings and family members, you know. But Shabbat Shalom to all y'all that's finna tune in. I hope y'all had a good, productive week. We know it's been trying, you know, because it's captivity. Nevertheless, but you know, we got to keep on pushing towards the mark, because you know, it ain't no time for like you know, quitting and getting lazy, get pulled out the truth, and you know, get pulled by different winds of doctrines and so on and so forth. You know, we just got to keep our head on the swivel, because we know what the odds are against us on a day-to-day basis, whether it's spiritual or physical aspect or even mental, emotional as well. You know. Like how I Capt brought up the class last week or last Friday about you know, depression and how to handle those things. You know, all praises for that. But tonight's title is, are you in the truth for the truth, or you in the truth for entertainment? Are you in the truth for the truth, or you in the truth for entertainment? Because you know how brothers, they speak amongst each other, or even, you know, father and son speak amongst each other. We see the things that go on, and we just look how brothers and sisters, they may, you know, take this truth for entertainment purposes. But I mean, it's more than just that, because don't get me wrong, yeah, we drop videos, yeah, we might make music and these different type of things, but we can't forget the main focal point of that. Right. We got to make sure that, hey, we are serving the Most High God and doing that for him, because it's even this thing that they call it the Hebrew Music Awards or whatever that is. I'm like, that's no difference than the BET Awards, man. And we know we got to bring these things up, because I'm like, what you trying to get a reward out of that? Ain't you supposed to be serving the Most High God? Because last time I checked, when King David was serving the Most High God and he was doing his dances and, you know, playing the harp and all these different type of things, he wasn't trying to receive any type of recognition from anybody, man. He was doing that sincere and wholeheartedly, man. And we're gonna touch on all these different type of things. But you know, Shabbat Shalom, Sister Deborah.
Sister Nakia.
Shabbat Shalom, Sister Nakia.
Moses.
Shabbat Shalom, Brother Moses. And Shabbat Shalom to anybody else that I may miss or you know, coming to the group chat.
Sister Hannah.
Sister Hannah. Shabbat Shalom to you too, sister. But first precept we're gonna get is Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13. Go ahead. Let me get there.
The book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 13.
Good.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing.
But this what?
But this one thing.
It says, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do. Read on.
I do, forgetting those things which are behind.
Doing what?
Which are behind.
So we always got to forget those things that are behind us, like how we was just talking about the BET Awards, the Music Awards, Academy Awards, and all these different type of things, or like, you know, just, you know, trying to get vain glory after these things, man. Hey, we got to leave all that in the world, man, because, hey, we trying to serve the Most High God and do it in his name, and, you know, Yahweh's name, not, you know, for vain glory. But go ahead.
And reaching forward.
And doing what?
And reaching forward.
So we can't reach backwards. We got to reach forward, man, because ain't nothing behind us. Hey, you better ask Lot's wife. Hey, when she looked back, she couldn't look back no more. Hey, I turn right to it, man. All praise. But go ahead.
And reaching forth unto those things which are before.
Which are what?
Which are before.
So we gotta start reaching out those things that are before, man. That's before our very eyes. But go ahead.
I press towards the mark.
I do what?
I press towards the mark.
Read that one more time.
I press towards the mark.
Because the mark that we are pressing for is that kingdom, man. Hey, getting up out of this captivity, man. Hey, reigning with Yahweh, man. These are the things that we got our minds, you know, focused on, because even with that Matthew chapter 6, you know, not laying your treasures up on heaven. I mean, up on this earth, but in heaven. But go ahead, roughly paraphrase. But go ahead.
I press towards the mark.
I do what?
I press towards the mark.
Read on.
For the prize of the high.
For the what?
For the prize of the high and calling of God.
Nah, for a music award.
The high calling of God.
So that's the prize, the high calling of God. And what?
In Yahweh.
And what?
In Yahweh.
Read on.
Let us therefore as many as be perfect.
As be what?
As be perfect.
And we know we got a plethora of precepts on what makes a man perfect. We know what Psalms 19:7, man. Proverbs 24:16, and so on and so forth. Or like even like how Christ said, Matthew 5:48, be ye therefore perfect, which my Father in heaven is perfect. But go ahead.
Be thus minded.
Be what?
Be thus minded.
Uh-huh.
And if in anything ye be otherwise minded,
Uh-huh.
God shall reveal even this unto you.
So the Most High God, he gonna reveal, hey, if you ain't doing that for him, he gonna reveal that thing, you know, to the forefronts, man. He gonna know if you doing that wholeheartedly or sincere, or you doing it, you know, just to be seen of men. But go ahead.
Nevertheless,
Uh-huh.
whereto we have already attained,
Uh-huh.
let us walk by the same rule.
Do what?
Let us walk by the same rule.
So the same rule we all trying to walk by is keeping these commandments so we can make it into the kingdom, man. Hey, and it's a simple rule. That's why he says commandments are not grievous. We ain't got to do no more and we ain't got to do no less. He just say, hey, keep my commandments and live. But go ahead.
Mind the same thing.
Do what?
Mind the same thing.
It says, let us mind the same thing. Read on.
Brethren, be followers together of me.
No, follow a multitude to do evil.
Followers together of me.
Uh-huh.
And mark them which walk so, as ye have ought us for an example.
For what?
For an example.
It says, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example. So, you know, if we see like-minded brothers and sisters that's, you know, walking in the same mindset as us, okay, all praises. If we see that you know, putting out music and, you know, still keeping these commandments to, hey, to your best of your ability, okay, all praises. But we ain't finna get too stuck up in that, though. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept, because even with the entertainment part, it's not just the music. It's even like whenever brothers and you know, be dropping videos, or when we be out at a camp. Are you looking at those videos for entertainment purposes, or are you looking at them to like see, okay, all praise, brothers waking up the sheep. All praise, hey, that brother, hey, he may have lay hands on somebody, but hey, he's being austere like Christ was, or Nehemiah, and so on and so forth. So, you know, we can't just get too complacent in those things. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's go to Galatians chapter 5, verse 25. Cause yeah, we ain't saying that you gotta be all strict and you can't laugh every now and then whenever a brother say something funny. We're not saying that. But just know what the main objective is. But go ahead.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
If we live in the spirit,
Uh-huh.
let us also walk in the spirit.
Read that again.
If we live in the spirit,
So if we live in the spirit, if we keep these commandments, if we talk about this word on a day-to-day basis, read on.
let us also walk in the spirit.
So hey, we gotta also walk in the spirit. Hey, we can't just be talking about it like how these modern day pastors talk about, and then don't do none of the things that the Bible tells them to do. Like what with Geno Jennings? Hey, he talk a good game, but hey, at the end of the day, hey, he ain't keeping no commandments. Yeah, we got a few like similarities when it comes down to what Jeremiah chapter 10. Or I know brothers were saying that some of back then he was teaching that Christ was black, but then when I had seen a recent video, he talking about that he all colors, talking about that his head is white, talking about that Christ don't care about what race you are and all these different type of things, man. So you know, hey, you gotta make sure that you sticking with that doctrine on that aspect as well, because when you look at Geno Jennings, that's for entertainment, man. Hey, he ain't doing that thing, you know, wholeheartedly, man. He just trying to get some followers and, you know, trying to get them to go against the Israelites, man. But, hey, he ain't talk about no precepts, man. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Matter of fact, give verse 26.
Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
Let us not be desirous of vainglory.
Of what?
Of vainglory.
So don't be desirous of vainglory and repetition of men and all these different type of things, man. But go ahead.
Provoking one another.
Uh-huh.
Envying one another.
Because just think about it. You got a music award or Hebrew music awards and these different type of things going on. You don't think that'll put an envious spirit on the next brother? Oh, that brother, I sing better than him. Or I dance better than him. Oh, so he get a reward and I don't. That'll put an envious spirit on brothers, man, or sisters. And then, hey, that'll be a stumbling block on your behalf. But you know, that's neither here nor there. But let's get Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. Uh-huh.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
I hate.
I what?
I hate.
Read on.
I despise your feast days.
Uh-huh.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
In your solemn assemblies. It says, I despise your feast days. Not his feast days, because we know we got Old Testament Israelites that talk about, hey, we ain't supposed to be keeping these these high holy days. But he says your feast days. But going into like the things that anything that's going just contrary to the Bible, or like, trying to do on your own, repetition, hey, that's where you draw the line at, man. Hey, you can't be doing just too much now. Hey, we got to make sure that we try to keep these feast days wholeheartedly. You ain't got to add, because that's similar to like how a man may add or take away from the word. You ain't got to add nothing to this word. You ain't got to add feast days. You got to do none of these things, man. Let the Most High God, hey, he already set the ground rules on what we supposed to be celebrating, so just leave it at that, man. Now, we ain't saying that brothers and sisters can't, go out like bowling and, doing these different type of things. Like, yeah, in that aspect, okay, you doing together in unity. But as far as just making your own thing, no, man. Just leave it as simple as can be. But let's go ahead and keep reading.
Though ye offer me burnt offering
Uh-huh.
and your meat offering,
Uh-huh.
I will not accept them.
I will what?
I will not accept them.
Because I know we seen like a couple of months back, or probably almost about a year. About a year. When we seen brothers that's so-called in the truth, but hey, they over here celebrating Thanksgiving, man. Hey, all these things coincide with it. Hey, the Most High God, he ain't smelling none of that, man. And he ain't dealing with it. But go ahead.
Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beasts.
Of your what?
Of your fat beasts.
So hey, he ain't paying no attention to you, man. Like, hey, he turned his back from it, man. But go ahead.
Take thou away from me.
Do what?
Take thou away from me.
Uh-huh.
The noise of thy song.
The noise of what?
The noise of thy song.
Uh-huh.
For I will not hear the melody of thy vials.
Of thy what?
Of thy vials.
So that's similar to like even like how with Cain and Abel. Hey, Abel gave his best of the best. Cain, on the other hand, hey, gave him the worst of the worst, man. But hey, when it comes down to it, are you doing this wholeheartedly, doing it for the Most High God? Or are you doing it, hey, just to be seen of men? We got to keep reiterating these things because, hey, sometimes this word, hey, you just got to stick, man. But let's keep reading.
But let judgment run down as water.
Uh-huh.
And righteousness as a mighty...
As a what?
As a mighty stream.
Stream. It says, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. So, hey, that's what's going to happen, man. You keep on trying to do your own thing. But let's go ahead and go to Job chapter 14 and verse 4.
The book of Job, chapter 14, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Uh-huh.
Not one.
Not who?
Not one.
Because even when because I went to some of them, just trying to support brothers and sisters, but then when I just fell back and looked on it, I'm like, nah, like this ain't right. Because hey, I'm talking about we seeing Edomites in there. And I'm like, the Most High God said we ain't supposed to be having no dealings in them. Yeah, we got to go to them in one of all things, but as far as like holding feast days or holding whatever you want to call this, your assembly, hey, and having them right there coincide with you, hey, we done seen plenty of times where every time we let them, try to join hand in hand with us, hey, it always fell down, man. You think them people ain't going back and telling, the higher ups or whatever the case may be, what we got going on, man? Hey, they'll infiltrate the thing like anything else. But again, when it comes down to this truth as a whole, they can't do nothing for the truth, against the truth, but for the truth, man. But when it comes down to that, hey, Most High God, he'll allow them to tear that down. Because going back to that Amos chapter 5 and verse 21 on down, and he says, hey, let judgment, run down. And as a mighty stream and so on and so forth. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. Circumspect.
Circumspectly.
Spect.
The book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly,
Circumspectly.
not as fools,
Uh-huh.
but as wise.
But as what?
But as
It
wise.
says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So basically, in a nutshell, being harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent, man. So when you do these things, hey, make sure you looking at it as a whole, man. And be careful, like, you know, he said, what he said, don't be sorry, be careful, you know. We gotta be like that, but go ahead.
Redeeming the tongue.
Doing what?
Redeeming the tongue.
Uh-huh.
Because the days are evil.
Because the what?
Because the days are evil.
Because, hey, telling you, hey, the time is at hand, man. We redeeming this time because every day that we wake up, we get closer and closer to salvation. It says because the days are evil. And we seeing like how everything is pushing forward. Hey, we got, you know, Donald Trump at that lady's neck, and then she at Donald Trump's neck. Hey, neither one of them got our best interest. And then we see all the police brutality and all these different type of things going on as a whole. So, I mean, we see the days as, you know, just getting evil and evil. And then, like, how they got all these, celebrities and stuff, like with Diddy and all them dudes. They trying to put all this out to cover up the things that's really going on. Like how I was talking about the farmers that had, you know, killed them two black men. Then, they was talking about it was like at a school. I think it was a wrestling team or something like that, saying that they had carved something in the boy's chest. I think nigger or something like that. But hey, they don't talk about that thing on the mainstream. But hey, you know, they always trying to rock us back to sleep, man. But go ahead.
Verse 14.
No. Well, go ahead.
The book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore he said, awake thou sleepest,
That awake thou that sleepest.
And arise from the dead.
Uh-huh.
And Christ shall give thee light.
And what?
And Christ shall give thee light.
It says, wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. So, hey, even like how that Romans 13:11, you know, Officer Barakai favorite precept. Hey, we got to wake up out of these things, man. But jump down to verse 17.
Verse
16.
Verse 16. Redeeming the time.
Uh-huh.
Because the days are evil.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore, be ye not unwise,
Uh-huh.
but understand it.
But what?
But understand it.
Uh-huh.
What the will of the Lord is.
What the what?
What the will of the Lord is.
So we always got to understand what the will of the Father is, man. Nothing more, nothing less. But go ahead.
And be not drunk with wine.
And be what?
And be not drunk with wine.
So, you know, this wine right here, it can go into a physical aspect, but more so a spiritual aspect, because that goes into the different doctrines. And, you know, can pull you, hey, make you drunk off of it. Hey, even with the philosophies of America by itself, man. Hey, it's got a whole lot of our people drunk. But go ahead.
Wherein is access.
Uh-huh.
But be filled with the Spirit.
But what?
But be filled with the Spirit.
But be filled with this word. Read on.
Speaking to yourselves in songs.
Uh-huh.
In hymns.
Hymns.
Uh-huh. And spiritually songs.
And spiritual what?
And spiritually songs.
Spiritual songs.
And spiritual songs.
Read on.
Singing.
Uh-huh.
And making melodies in your heart to the Lord.
To the who?
To the Lord.
No, to man.
To the Lord.
No, for entertainment.
To the Lord.
So, hey, we got to make these things toward the Lord, man. Because, you know, hey, they may say that they doing it for the Lord, but no, we see these things, man. Because it was even an account where, I ain't going to put the brother name out there, but I had met, you know, one of the famous brothers. You know, sisters in the congregation, they like his music and everything. But I had met him, and, like, once I shook his hand, I was like, this brother spirit is off. He a little on the weird side. Before I could even say anything to any other brother to ask them to see how their encounterment was, their encounterment was, hey, they were like, hey, wasn't brother spirit off? I'm like, hey, 2 or 3 witnesses, hey, there it is, man. And then, hey, a couple of months go down, and then now he trying to save Edomites, man. So, hey, we see these things going on, man, before our very eyes. He's huge in, you know, in this truth, man. Like when it comes down to his songs. But, hey, if you lose focus on what you need to do, hey, the Most High God will put that spirit on you, to put that delusion on you. Now you're trying to save everybody, man. But let's go ahead and keep reading, verse 20.
Verse 20. Giving thanks always for all things unto God and the Father,
Uh-huh.
in the name of our Lord Yahushua,
And what?
in our name of our Lord Yahushua,
Uh-huh.
submitting yourselves one to another
Uh-huh.
in the fear of God.
And the who?
In the fear of God.
All praise. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get Proverbs chapter 15 to verse 23. Go
The
ahead.
book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 23.
Uh-huh.
A man had joy by the answer of his mouth,
Uh-huh.
in a word spoken in due season.
And what?
In due season.
Uh-huh.
How good is it?
How what?
How good is it?
One second. I think is that it? Yeah, that's what I got. It says, a man had joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season. In due season, how good is it? So, like, even when you read on, it says, the way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. So even going with this, it says a man that had joy by the answer of his mouth, like even going into like how a man may sing. And he says, and a word spoken in due season. Hey, because all these things, it gotta be spoken in due season, man, and spoken for the right reason. It says, how good is it? So how good is it, to sing to the Lord? Or how good is it, hey, to do these things wholeheartedly for the Most High God? But yeah, you could bring it out here for the for the people to listen to. But hey, just know the message behind that thing, man, too. And know they reason it behind it. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Uh-huh.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Uh-huh.
And keep his commandments.
And do what?
And keep his commandments.
Uh-huh.
For this is the whole duty of man.
For what?
For this is the whole duty of man.
No, it's entertainment as well.
The whole duty of man.
So it says, and keep his commandments. Well, fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's all we got to do. But, people try to do extra. I mean, because even when it comes down to it, we ain't saying that you can't go all out for the Lord. Like, that's not what we saying. But even when it comes down to it, just, again, don't do it in vain. Because, hey, the Most High God, he'll look at the thing and be like, hey, depart from me. I never, work of iniquity, I never knew you. All because you was, hey, doing it for not the right reasons. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 31.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 31. Rather, therefore, ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of God.
Do what?
Do all to the glory of God.
So, hey, when you eating, hey, give thanks to the Lord. When you drinking, give thanks to the Lord. Or give that glory to the Most High God. It says, or whatsoever ye do. Hey, whether it be like, if you stub your toe, give all praise to the Most High God. Hey, if you're going through something, give all praise to the Most High God. If you singing and making songs and music and stuff, hey, let it be of the Most High God, man. It says, do all to the glory of God. But read on.
Give none offense, neither to the Jews, nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church of God, even as I please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit.
Not doing what?
Not seeking my own profit,
but
the profit of many, that they may be saved.
That they what?
That they may be saved.
Because even when you jump up back to 32, we know the Jews and the Gentiles, we know that's a controversy, man. But we know the understanding when we read what 2 Kings chapter 12, we know that's going into like Brews being or sisters being in a Gentile state of mind. Or like, having these philosophies up on them, man. Or like being Hellenized when you read in Maccabees, man. But hey, still talking about the Israelites nevertheless. But it says, even as I please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved. So you're not doing these things in vain, man, and not doing it for my own profit. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get Matthew chapter 5 and verse 16.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your fathers, which is in heaven.
And do what?
And glorify your fathers, which is in heaven.
Because those are good works. Like, if you're doing it in righteousness, those are good works that the Most High God see, and even men see. Hey, even like brothers and sisters that may not be in this truth, hey, they see that light on you, man.
That's right.
But hey, when you doing it, hey, on the other aspect of it, hey, the Most High God, he'll make you a public example, man. So we always got to be mindful. It says, and glorify your Father which is in heaven, because that's all you got to glorify. Hey, we ain't out here to be man pleasers, man. Yeah, we have friends and brothers that we may, or sisters we may be close to in the truth, but overall, hey, we'll never forget the objective, man. Because if that brother start going off, even though he make good music, are you still gonna go or more so still have respect to persons for him? Or you still gonna try to, gain that entertainment or do all these different type of things, man? Or are you gonna, hey, try to correct that brother and be like, hey, brother, you going off. Hey, you make good music and all, but hey, I'm not in the truth for entertainment, man. If it's not thus saith the Lord, then hey, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and go to Matthew chapter 15 and verse 7. Yeah.
Nah, not yet, man.
Besides.
It's Isaiah, right?
Yeah.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 7. Ye hypocrites.
Ye who?
Ye hypocrites.
Uh-huh.
Well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw not unto me with their mouth.
With their what?
With their mouth.
So hey, that goes to talking, or shouting, or singing, or making music, man. It says, this people draw nigh to me with their mouth, because we already know that the Christians, hey, they already do that to a T, man. We already know that Kurt Franklin and all these different type of dudes, man. I don't even remember a whole lot of their names, man. Hey, it's for a reason. But it says, hey, they all, trying to, draw their mouths. It says this people draw nigh unto me with their mouths. But read on.
And honored me with their lips.
And do what?
And honored me with their lips.
Talking about all praise to the Most High God and the Son Yahweh Shai, Kwam Yasharala. But go ahead.
But their heart is far from me.
But their what?
But their heart is far from me.
But hey, where their heart is, their mind is far from it, man. Because hey, we know as brothers and sisters that, had music careers like outside of this truth. And hey, some of them still trying to, seek after that thing, man. But not trying to turn it over and reverse it into righteousness. Probably at one point in time they was, but then hey, they got so caught up in it and probably started getting paid for it. So now, hey, it's all vain. But go ahead.
But in vain they do worship me.
But what?
But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrine the commandments of men.
The what?
The commandments of men.
Read on.
And he called the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand.
Do what?
Hear and understand.
It says hear and understand. So when you hear these things, are you getting understanding on these things as well? Like these music that they be bringing out. Because, hey, I know some people, they may listen to the music because the beat go hard or all these different type of things. But, hey, are you really listening to the things that they be saying as well? Because, hey, there's some songs out there that's supposed to be truth music. Hey, they be saying some wicked things in there, man. So, you got to catch all aspects of it. But let's go ahead and get where Christ was quoting this from. Let's get Isaiah 29 and verse 13. 29 to 13. So like, tell me, what do you call a bench full of white people? Yeah. I don't know. You tell me destination limbo. I don't know if you scoffing or what.
That's the answer.
The NBA. I don't get it. You gotta elaborate on it. But go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me.
Far from me?
I just said that. Their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of man.
Read out.
Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do marvelous works among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men.
For the what?
For the wisdom of their wise men.
Read on.
Shall perish.
Shall what?
Shall perish.
Read on.
In the understanding of their prudent man shall be hid.
Shall be what?
Shall be hid.
So it says, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do marvelous works among this people. You know, going into us. You know, among us, man. Because, you know, he waking us up. He got us, you know, waking up the sheep and doing all these different type of things. It said, even a marvelous work.
Start at verse 5. Go ahead, Art.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 5.
Bring it up.
It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the songs of fools.
Read that again one more time, Art.
It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
So like, hold on. All right. There you go. It was that phone call. Tell them check it out. Salakia, brothers and sisters, man. Y'all let us know if y'all can hear us and y'all can see us. Send them, put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah, I know it froze. You know, Soldier Abraham had text the group chat. It's back on. Put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah, okay. All right, but read it from the top up.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 5.
Bring it up.
It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
Because, I mean, I was even making a point on that thing, man. It's better to be in the truth, getting corrected, getting chastised, getting all these things, and getting your spirit right before Christ make his return. This is to be getting told the songs of fools, right? Not needless to say that the songs hold no meaning, hold no weight, but guess what? We know in Christianity that was the main part of the doctrine. Right. Guess what? Singing a good tune, getting a good shucking a jive, and letting that be the spirit that leads you, not the word. Even with brothers that burn frankincense and myrrh, guess what? That's not the things that alleviates the spirits. It's about you reading these things, right? We never want to put all these things that's, we would say, a bonus for the Most High God and take them for them to be our guys and these things that we worship, man. Because guess what? A Christian will let the damn song give them correction, give them the things like this, right? But it said it's better to be reproved. It's better to get corrected and it's better to be built up and all these things to keep hearing them damn songs of fools, man. But that's it. Go ahead.
All praise. Because even going to the next precept on that, you know, to let me back off of it, get that Proverbs 27 and verse 5.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love.
Read that again.
Open rebuke is better than secret love.
So it says open rebuke is better than secret love, because when any class that we bring out, we always gonna show you, hey, it's not just, you know, tear you down. Hey, we'll try to build you back up as well. Right. But hey, that open rebuke is always better than secret love, because we ain't finna lie to you and say, hey, all these songs are good. Hey, you should listen to every last one of them. Or, hey, you forget about keeping the commandments. You need to come for entertainment. You need to go to a boat party and all these different type of things. I'm like, come on now, man. It's a thin line. You got to have discernment on these things, man. Because I'm like, when it comes down to it, I look at it as like, damn near y'all being like free will Israelites, man. Because hey, y'all be on at those parties or whatever the case may be, Then y'all get to drinking. Hey, y'all forget to, that y'all supposed to be drinking in moderation. And you get to throwing up everywhere and wobbling and dancing like a whorish woman and all these different type of things, man. So hey, we gotta be mindful of them, man, because hey, that's what the entertainment do. Because hey, you basically fighting that flesh and that spirit, man. You being lukewarm. Hey, you can't be doing that. Hey, it go for mamas, hey, aunties, family members, period, friends, and all these different type of things. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's go to Matthew chapter 23 and verse 1. I think we just did. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and Pharisees, sitting in Moses' seat, all therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works.
It said, verse 3, it says, all therefore whatsoever they bid you, observe. Hey, watch. See what was going on. It says that observe and do. So what they talking about, hey, you do that. But it says, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. So hey, stay in line between that, man. Hey, because these brothers, hey, they could be talking a good game, sing as good as can be. But hey, they not doing none of the things the Most High God told them to do, man. Hey, they trying to just get a pretty penny. Cause you gotta be crazy if you don't think these after they reach a certain height of success that they ain't getting paid for these things, man. We see these things and we understand that. Hey, we even got brothers in here that play the trumpet. Now we know that hey, that's his job. That's a totally different thing, man. And we ain't saying that hey, you can't support brother in that aspect. But hey, if he ain't doing it for the right things, because I'm pretty sure brother doing that for the right reason, doing it, yeah, because a man don't work, a man don't eat, but also, hey, doing it in the name of the Lord, because best believe, hey, come Sabbath, he gonna be blowing that trumpet, man. Whenever we be out there at camp, he gonna be blowing that trumpet, man, doing it for the right reasons. But let's go ahead. Keep reading.
Verse 4, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on man's shoulders. But they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers.
With what?
With one of their fingers.
And we got hey, I guess you can call them celebrities of the truth that do that, man. Try to be quick to try to rebuke a brother, man, but they ain't doing none of those things, man. They ain't putting in those same works that the Most High God required them to do. But expect the next brother that they may see that's under them to do that. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get that Psalms 149, verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 149, verse 1. Praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song.
Hey, what?
A new song. In his praise, in the congregation of his saints.
Of his who?
Of saints.
So, hey, even King David, we know that he wrote the book of Psalms. He says, praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song. In his praise, in the congregation of the saints. We know who the saints are, the Israelites. But go ahead.
Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance.
And the what?
In the dance.
So, hey, you can dance for the Lord. You can sing for the Lord. Read on.
Praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the tambourine.
With the timbre.
With the timbre. In heart.
And what?
In heart.
Read on.
For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people.
In his what?
In his people.
So hey, if you want to do some type of entertainment, hey, be entertainment for the Lord, man. Do the dancing and like I was saying, the shucking and jiving for the Most High God, man. But go ahead.
He will beautify the meek with salvation.
With what?
With salvation.
So he says, peep game. He said he will beautify the meek. Hey, because some brothers and sisters, they be prideful, man. They be like, yeah, man, I know this song hard and all these different type of things. But he says, hey, he will beautify the meek with salvation. So he like, okay, you was doing this for me. You was meek about it. You was humble about it. I'm gonna give you some salvation. But go ahead.
Let the saint be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud unto their beds.
Unto the what?
Unto their beds.
Well, upon their beds.
Upon their beds.
Praise. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get Psalms chapter 150 and verse 4.
The book of Psalms, chapter 150, verse 4. Praise him with the timbrel and dance. Praise him with strings, instruments, and organs. Praise him upon the loud cymbals. Praise him upon the high sounding cymbals. Let everything that had breath praise the Lord. Praise ye the Lord.
Praise what?
Praise ye the Lord.
So another precept, you can precept with it. But let's go ahead and get an example of it. Let's get that 2 Samuel chapter 6 and verse 1.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6, verse 1. Again, David gathered together all the chosen men of Israel. 30,000.
How many?
30,000.
So we know when we read down on it, it's basically going into like the ark. And like, David, basically moving the ark to Jerusalem. But go ahead.
And David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal of Judah to bring up from thence the ark of God, whose name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts, that dwell between the cherubims. And they set the ark of God upon a new cart, and brought it out of the house of Benadab, that was in Gibeah, and Uzziah, and Uzzah, the son of Benadab, dragged the new cart.
Keep on. Read on.
And they brought it out of the house of Benadab, which was at Gibeah, accompanying the ark of God. What was it? And Ahoah went before the ark, and David and all the house of Israel played before the Lord.
They did what?
Played before the Lord on all matter of instruments made of fir wood, even on harps and on passeries and on psalteries. Hold on. And on timbers and on cornets and on cymbals. And when they came to Nakan, threshing floors, Uzziah put forth his hand to the ark of God and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it.
So even when you jump back up to verse 5, you see he said, Israel played before the Lord on all manner of instruments made of fir wood, even on harps and on psalteries, and of timbrels, and on cornets, and on cymbals. So these are different type of instruments that they played to the Lord, of course, man. Not to be seen of man, because hey, they was doing a good work in the midst of this. Hey, they were moving the ark. Hey, that's powerful, man. Hey, for them to be moving the ark, and then right after that, hey, they giving all praises and honor to the Most High God, man, with these different type of instruments. Let's jump down to verse 13.
Verse 13. And it was so that when they that buried the ark of the Lord had gone six paces, and sacrificed oxen and fatlings.
So hey, not only did they play instruments, but hey, they was giving food and sacrifices unto the Lord. But go ahead. Or do you want? I do. Hey, Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 14.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6 and verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And David danced before the Lord with all his might.
With what?
With all his might.
No, with some of his might.
With all his might.
So, hey, even like how Soldier Uriah always bring out in the book of Sirach, man. Hey, serve the Lord, put forth all your strength, man. Hey, he said he danced with all his might. So, hey, David, he probably was sore in the morning, man. But, hey, all praise to the Most High God because he was doing it for the rightful reason. But go ahead.
And David was girded with a linen ephod.
Uh-huh.
So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord,
Uh-huh.
which shouted,
Uh-huh.
and with the sound of the trumpet.
Read on.
And as the ark of the Lord came into the city of David,
Mm-hmm.
Milcah, Saul's daughter,
Uh-huh.
looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And she despised him in her heart.
So, hey, even in the midst of that, you always had that hater, man. Hey, you giving all things and dancing to the Lord. Hey, then you got somebody despising that thing, man. But go ahead.
And they brought in the ark of the Lord
Uh-huh.
and set it in his place.
Uh-huh.
And in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for him.
Mm-hmm.
And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as David had made an end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of the Lord of hosts.
Of the what?
In the name of the Lord of hosts.
So, hey, David, he ain't give a damn, man. He was like, hey, I'm finna do what the Lord told me. I don't care who hating on me, man. So you got the account of what David, dancing before the Lord or entertaining the Lord in righteousness. Now let's get Revelation chapter 4 and verse 7.
The book of Revelation, chapter 4 and verse 7. And the first beast was like a lion,
Uh-huh.
and the second beast like a cat,
Uh-huh.
and the third beast had a face as a man,
Mm-hmm.
and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle.
So to basically catch up to speed, like if brothers and sisters don't know what this is going to, this just giving a depiction of what the angels may look like or what they do look like. It says the first beast was like a lion. So he had one he had a lion on his face. Then it says in the second one was like a calf. He had a calf. Then it says in the third one like a face of a man, and then one like an eagle, man. So they try to make angels look like little, white babies and, all looking pure and stuff. But hey, some angels look terrifying, man. But even in the midst of him looking all terrifying, keep reading.
Verse 8. And the four beasts had each of them 6 wings
Uh-huh.
about him,
So it also had 6 wings with the 4 faces. But go ahead.
and they were full of eyes
Uh-huh.
within,
Uh-huh.
and they rest not days and night, saying, Holy, holy, Lord God Almighty.
You missed the holy.
Huh?
You missed the holy.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You said it twice.
And holy, holy, holy,
Uh-huh.
Lord God Almighty,
Uh-huh.
which was
Uh-huh.
and is to come.
So even with that, I know some people they'll read that and they'll be like, hey, that's all the angels saying. But hey, when you just look at it, just think about how that thing may sound, man. You know it ain't finna just sound Tetris. Hey, it will probably sound beautiful. Probably could sing better than everybody that ever thought they could sing, man. Just cause it's just the Lord. Hey, he want to hear these things, man, from all these creations. Lord's will, when we get into our bodies and stuff, hey, we'll be able to sing to the Lord all day and night, man. Talking about holy, 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 man. Hey, let's be the Lord's entertainment. Hey, don't try to hop in this truth for entertainment in the wrong reasons, man. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get Proverbs chapter 8 verse 22. Cause his people, hey, they singing the tune, or then you got the angels singing the tune. Let's see who else may sing to him. or give thanks to him.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his work of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was.
So, I mean, if brothers and sisters, if y'all, I know if y'all ain't familiar with Proverbs chapter 8, notice going into, you know, Christ. It says, the Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. But go ahead.
When there were no depths, I was brought forth.
So when nothing was made, hey, he was brought forth. The Lord's first creation. But go ahead.
When there were no fountains, abundant with water.
So hey, whenever there wasn't no water at the time, go ahead.
Before the mountains were sealed, before the hills was I brought forth.
Jonathan Croft, it says entertainment, you have to love conflict if that's why you speak the truth. So, am I going out because I'm saying that we ain't supposed to be in the truth for entertainment, Jonathan? If so, show me a precept while I'm going out. Go ahead, keep reading. Read that from the top.
Verse 24. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there was no fountains abundant with water, before the mountains were sealed, before the hills were I brought forth.
It said, what, the truth turned your family against you, or your entertainment turned them against you? Basically, just explain to me what you mean by that, cause I'm confused, you know. That's all. Go ahead.
Verse 23. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there was no depths, I was brought forth. When there was no fountain abundant with water, before the mountains were sealed, settled, before the hills was I brought forth.
Okay, cool. That's why I was asking before, you know, jumping to conclusions and all that. You said the truth, they act like I'm using a different Bible. Yeah, hey, this truth, hey, it'll do that. It'll turn your family against you, cause now it makes sense. All praise. But go ahead.
Verse 26. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest parts of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there.
I was what?
I was there. When he set a compass upon the face, a compass upon the face of the depths. When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountain of the deep.
The what?
The fountains of the deep.
Read on.
When he gave to the sea his decree, that the waters should not pass, his commandments. When he appointed the foundation of the earth, then I was by him.
Then I what?
Then I was by him, as one brought up with him. And I was daily his delight.
Read on.
Rejoicing always before him.
Doing what?
Rejoicing always before him.
So even when you jump up to verse 22 and you read on down, all these things, hey, Christ was doing in the name of the Lord, man. Hey, entertaining the Lord all the way through, even to this very day. Cause like Most High God, all he had to do was speaking, and you know Christ, of course, is gonna do the will of his Father. But go ahead.
Rejoicing in the habitable part of his habitable part of his earth, and made delight
in my delights,
wherewith the sons of men.
Well, what?
Wherewith the sons of men.
Read on.
Now therefore, hearken unto me, O ye children, For blessed are they that keep my ways.
For what?
For blessed are they that keep my ways.
Wanted to keeping these commandments, not doing more than what you should, adding to it or taking away. But let's go ahead and go to Psalms chapter 34, verse 3. Last precept. I think she has some.
Yeah, I was thinking of this precept.
The book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 3. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together.
It says, oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. So, hey, jump over to verse 2.
Verse 2.
Verse 1.
Verse 1. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth.
Being what?
Be in my mouth.
He says, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. But go ahead.
My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad.
And be what?
And be glad.
Read on.
Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together.
And do what?
And let us exalt his name together.
So, hey, we're going to do those things. Let's just do it in righteousness, man. But, yes,
man, it was perfect. I wish I would have pulled it before. I don't want to.
Go ahead.
Let's get Exodus chapter 15, verse 1. Because that says, oh, magnify the Lord with me and let us exalt his name together. Now think about it. When the children of Israel came out of Egypt, what was the first thing they did when they got on the other side, right? Go ahead, I agree. Exodus 15 and 1.
15 and 1. Is
The book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord.
So guess what? When they first got over, the first thing they did, it was Moses and the children of Israel, right? They came together to sing this song to the Lord. Read.
And spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord,
Read.
for he had triumphed gloriously.
Read.
The horse and his rider had he thrown into the sea.
That's right. Read on.
The Lord is my strength and song,
Read.
and he is become my salvation.
Read on.
He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation. My father's God, and I will exalt him.
Because you got to think about it. This is a song we got to be singing to Yahweh, man. Guess what? Anytime we should be singing because the Lord triumphed gloriously, man. Delivering us out of our captivity day after day after day, right? Even delivering us out of today. Think about it. We might not have the physical shackles, and we might not have crossed over a Red Sea right now, right? But we done came over a big hump, man. Guess what? We crossed over that wall of partition of sin and death, man. And we came over these things. These are the things we should be singing. And when we get beside these things and we get to singing a different song or a different melody to another God or to yourself, you lose track of the sight of these things, man. It said the Lord is our strength and who the song is supposed to be for, and for our salvation. When we lose these things, man, we lose the Lord, man. That's it. Go ahead.
I'll praise on that. Just one shit. With that, no more precepts?
No, man.
Hey, with that, I say shalom. Hey, hope the class was edifying. You know, I ain't just too long-winded, you know, about an hour. But, you know, hey, a bridge. But anyways, hope the class was edifying and, you know, y'all had got something out of it, you know, reflecting on these different type of things and like looking at a different aspect. You know, we always talk about the GoFundMes and the Cash Apps. All praise to Sister Mary Houston, the Balai. Man, where y'all been, man? I know Mary Houston. I know she's been in here for a while, but all praise. But yeah, we always talk about the GoFundMes and the Cash Apps. You know, those things are being greatly used for the building of the kingdom and of a nation. You know, to keep the lights on. You know, being a defense. You know, being good for good use. I know we got a couple of high holy days coming up. You know, this the busiest week Well, I said week, month, Shalakia. But we got Tuesday night, we're gonna be celebrating our new moon. Then memorial blowing the trumpets in new moon, following the same day, the 2nd of October. Then Day of Atonement, it's gonna be Thursday sundown on the 10th. It's from Friday sundown, you know. Then, you know, of course we got Tabernacle. You know, a lot of brothers and sisters' favorite high holy day. We'll be congregating, you know, it starts on the 16th and then on the 23rd, but, you know, we'll be out there for 4 days. So going out there on the Thursday, on the 17th, all the way to the 21st. And, you know, that'd be on a Sunday. But at the end of every class, we always bring out a law. Tonight's law will be Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 4.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 4. Ye shall walk after the Lord your God, and fear him.
And what?
And fear him. And keep his commandments. And obey his voice. And ye shall serve him. And cleave unto him.
And do what?
And cleave unto him.
So all these things, hey, we supposed to do before our God. It says, fear him, keep his commandments, obey his voice, serve him, and cleave unto him. So, hey, do all those things. That's the law. But with that, I say shalom.
Shalom.